This is going to be a complete live walkthrough of me building a cold calling lead reactivation system. I'm going to go through everything step by step from scratch. There's going to be a lot of technical difficulties, and I'm only going to be cutting out sensitive information. So without further ado, here is the cold calling lead reactivation system and a full walkthrough for you guys to follow with. Over here, we have a spreadsheet of real estate leads, realtors. I'm going to blur out the actual data, but the goal is going to be to create a system that cold calls all these leads and try to get the summary of the call, the qualification score of the lead, whether they picked up the call or not, and a voice recording of the call. So I don't have a blueprint. The system is not made yet. It's going to be me making it out with you guys step by step. So let's get into Vapi.ai and build out our assistant. Create new assistant, and we are going to call this, let's start with this template, appointment setter. Seems relevant. So this is Mary from Mary's Dental. How can I assist you today? Let's change this to, hey, this is Mary. This is Mary, the assistant for Ali, the founder of Third Eye. Is this name? So these double curly braces in name is how we can apply dynamic variables to our calls. And because we're going to be going through a list of leads, we want that name to change for each lead. You are a voice assistant for Third Eye AI, an AI agency focused on providing practical AI solutions for businesses. And yeah, that's pretty much the role of the assistant. We're not going to make it too fancy. Here. You are tasked with answering questions about the business and booking appointments. If they wish to book an appointment with you, your goal is to gather necessary information from callers in a friendly and efficient manner like follows. Ask for their name, the purpose of the appointment, preferred time. Confirm all details of the date and time. Kind of funny and witty. Okay, we definitely want to change this up. So we're not actually going to be setting appointments with the system. We just want to qualify them for like a actual follow-up call. So we're going to completely change the task here. And by the way, you should section your prompts with these hashtag, like headers of your prompt. So the AI understands which part of the prompt corresponds to what. So your task is to qualify leads as prospects for Third Eye AI to reach out to. A qualified prospect is someone who is interested. Oh, we already have this here. Interested in AI automation services. Actually, let's create an actual product. So let's say we want to sell a cold calling voice system. So let's say we want to sell the system we're building right now. Our main offering is a lead activation AI voice assistant that qualifies leads on Autopilot. It generates a qualification score for each lead and integrates with the client's CRM to do so. Interested in Voice AI Solutions has an audience of leads that we can qualify. And what else? I guess they'd be interested in learning more, right? Interested in learning more about Third Eye AI and the services we provide. If you deem the lead a qualified prospect, let them know that Ali, the founder of Third Eye, will follow up with them within 24 hours. So we can also garner some other custom variables to make the prompt better. So let's say you have the following personal details of the prospect. You can use them in the call to tailor your responses personally to the prospect. So let's say we have some more variables like source of lead, which can be like from a YouTube video, from an appointment booking, from following us on LinkedIn or something, wherever the lead is coming from. Oh, I should call the source actually. Then we have, I guess, the industry that the lead is from. And we can call this industry, another custom variable. And I guess we can put in like size of business, like how many employees they have. We can call this number of employees. I guess that is useful as well. And now we can section this last part off with specifics. Let's put the model as 4.0 mini cluster because it's very cheap. And for the knowledge base, I'm going to be adding in a pitch deck that we've created for this system. I'm not going to show that on this video. That is some secret sauce. But if you book a call with us, you can actually see what's the contents of that. So we have this in the knowledge base. The temperature, I like to keep it at 0.7. Too much is too creative and random. So I think 0.7, 0.8 is a good thumb, a good rule of thumb for, building these agents out. So we can go into the transcriber. We're using DeepGram. Voice, we're using Cartesia, using the Cartesia HANA. I do like 11 Labs, but 11 Labs is quite expensive and makes the latency pretty high, it seems. So I guess we'll stick with HANA for now. And we have our custom functions. Over here we can put a forwarding phone number so people can talk to me directly. Goodbye, talk to you soon. The agent can end the call if they want. They can also dial on the keypad. So that's important if the agent ends up calling a company phone line and there's like these different numbers to hit if they want to go and talk to a real person. So that way our agent can actually get through to people in those situations. So we have this. A very, very important part of the system is the server URL. So this is great for getting the end of call report. So I don't actually care about any of these. We just want the end of call report. It gives you a summary of the call, it gives the transcript of the call, and it gives whether the call was successful or not. So all those data points, you can take it and figure out the qualification score, figure out a summary of the call, and set up those automations, which is very useful. So we have our voicemail message. Hey, this is Mary from Third Eye AI. Thank you for contacting Third Eye AI. Have a great day. All right, that's pretty nice. Silence timeout 10 seconds. Response delay. I think 0.1 is good. Interruption threshold. I think 3 words is actually good. I think 3 words for interruption. I think that makes sense. And I don't want the calls being that long, bro. We're gonna make it, I think 2 minutes max. Actually, maybe there'll be a long call, so we'll make it 3 minute max. 255 seconds. And analysis, what is this? Oh, the summary. So you can actually prompt how the summary will be taken out. Yeah, we'll just leave it at the normal prompt. That is completely fine. Oh, so I actually didn't even know this. I'm just discovering this. So you can actually prompt what the success evaluation is, how the summary is generated. Very interesting. So you can actually prompt structured data, call conversation. Damn. So you can actually prompt these and make them even more specific. For now, we're just going to leave them like this because they do work already, but I'll look into that later on. And so this is pretty much the assistant. It's already built out. We now want to create the system that cold calls, 1,000 different people. So on make.com, we can create a new scenario, and we'll start this off with a Google Sheets. So at this step, you actually want to use whatever CRM software you're using. If you're using Airtable, if you're using HubSpot, you want to, I'm pretty sure there's a HubSpot module. Let's just check. Yep, HubSpot CRM. So inside of the source of where we're scraping our leads, I placed in dummy leads, which is a spreadsheet that has 4 leads. Giannis Moore, the GOAT. We got Ravi Abuvala, Jack and Jill. And Jack and Jill are in the hydro and agriculture fields. We have Giannis in big data and Ravi in the marketing industry. We have the different sources they come from, and we have the size of their company. Next, since we're going to be, spamming out all these phone calls at once, I highly recommend you guys use a sleep module over here and set it for 5 seconds. So the sleep module delays the scenario by 5 seconds for each lead. And the reason you need this is so you don't overload the Vapi API when you're making your cold calls. You need this delay so that you're not getting 422s and overusage of HTTP requests. So the next module is going to be the make a request module. And I already have, so this is the actual cold call we're making through the Vapi API. I've just copy pasted that from a different scenario. And you want to put in the URL as api.vapi.ai/call. It's a post request. You want to put in your API key in the authorization. Next, you want to head down and fill in these variables. So this call, API call, you can find it in the Vapi API docs, which are found right over here. In the post call, you can see there's a million different data points you can add. But for this scenario in specific, I've gone ahead and figured out that you only need the assistant ID, you need the phone number ID, you need the customer details, the phone number you're actually calling, and then you just need to fill in those dynamic variables that we've set. So let's customize this for the agent we just made. So to get your assistant ID, go into Vapi, go into this agent we just created, Mary Third Eye AI Demo, and the assistant ID is right at the top over here. Copy and just paste it in here. For the phone number ID, you can go into the phone numbers. You will have to buy a number or you can set up a Twilio account and get one free number and use that. Though I'm not sure if you have to buy a number or you can use the free trial, but I already have these numbers configured. So we'll be using this one, and you can copy the phone number ID from right here. Just click on copy. And you want to fill that in for the phone number ID. Next, we want to fill out these variables correctly. So the number is coming from the number variable, and the name is coming from the name. We have the same thing over here. Oh. Get the name in, and so none of these are actually relevant. So let's erase these. So for our situation, we need the name. We need to put in the source, and that's coming from here. Then we have the industry. Next, we have the number of employees. All right, so let's just double check that the naming convention, it has to match exactly what you have on Vapi. So if you go into your assistants, Mary, over here we have the name, lowercase n, source, industry, employees. And that is exactly how we've named it. So ensure that your naming convention matches correctly. So now that this call has been made, I also like to add in an update to the row that we just called with the update. There's an update row. Yeah, update a row. We'll take in the row number from here, and we're going down. Oh, so let's add in the variables that we're actually going to be using to analyze the call quality. So we're going to have audio file, which will be an actual recording of the call that we can listen to. We are going to have the summary of the call that will be placed here as well. We are going to have a qualification score that our AI will generate, a score from 0 to 100 for each lead. And we're going to have a called variable that just lets us know if the call was made or not. And we'll put everything as false to start out. And then once we make those phone calls, we'll make this true so that our CRM knows that we called it with the AI. And so let's just refresh the table. Now we have these here. So I just like to put this as true now. And let's set up a filter on this automation where we only want to take in calls where the, let me refresh this here as well. So we only want to take in calls where the called variable is not equal to true. So if they haven't been called yet, then we're going to call them. Pretty simple. Next, once we finish the call, we then want to mark them as called. Very simple scenario. So let's test if this works. So I actually do have the number that corresponds to the first lead. So first attempt, let's see. So we have an error in the API call. Bad request. Customer number must be valid. Okay, so what's happening is the phone number is not formatted correctly. So just to fix this little bug, we are going to go into here and place in the plus before the number manually. Let's give this another whirl and see if we get the phone call to our phone. There it is.
Hey, this is Mary, the assistant for Ali, the founder of Third Eye. Is this Janice Moore?
Yeah, this is Giannis Moore. How can I help?
Hey, Giannis. So, I'm calling from Third Eye AI, and we've got this super cool voice assistant that can help businesses like yours engage leads and streamline your CRM updates. Sounds interesting, right?
No, sure, but that sounds a little crazy.
Haha, I get it. It does sound a bit futuristic, right? But think of it as having a trusty sidekick that handles all the boring stuff, like cold calling and scheduling, while
Cool.
you focus on...
So I really like 11 Labs as a voice provider. They sound much more realistic. They do cost a bit extra. So we can just go into Vapi, into our voice model, and change it to 11 Labs. I really feel like it's just way better. It does cost more, but of course you're getting better quality. So now that we know that this scenario is working, by the way, you can just change the limit to like 1000 and have the delay as like 300 seconds. So every 5 minutes you start a new call and you have a scenario that's pumping out 1,000 calls on automation. But to go even further now, we can save this scenario and we can create a new one. The next scenario we want to create is going to be how we update our CRM with the phone call details. So we're going to start out with a webhook where Vapi is going to send us the data. So we're going to create a new webhook, call this Vapi end of call and watch me demo. And so all we have to do now is take in this URL, head into our Vapi agent, and in the functions tab or the advanced tab, we put that as a server URL. And you can also configure a URL secret, so you can send in like an API request so no one gets random, you don't get random requests from people. But so we can set this up. From here, we want to tell GPT to generate a qualification score out of 100. And to do that, we're going to create a 4.0 mini prompt. We're going to create a 4.0 mini system prompt. You can write it from scratch. So you are an expert at marketing and sales. You will receive a call transcript between a junior sales rep at our company trying to garner interest in a potential customer. Analyze the transcript and generate a qualification score between 0 and 100. 0 means they have absolutely zero interest in our service. 100 means they are ready to buy our AI voice assistant system to scale their business. We'll have a max tokens of 200. And one very important thing, We're going to tell him output only the qualification score, add nothing else to your output. We only want that number, we don't want anything else. And to ensure this happens, go into the advanced settings and hit a temperature of 0.3. That basically means there's no creativity or randomness in the response. So if you just want straightforward answers, make sure to make the temperature low. After that, we now want to update the data points in our CRM. So we're going to create a search row right over here. And we are going to go into our dummy leads spreadsheet. We want to get the person whose name equals, well, we don't have data, so we can't actually see anything. So to bypass that, we are going to send the end of call report here. So let's just save this. So let's actually make the proper phone call. There we go. I should be getting the phone call. Here we go.
Of Third Eye, is this Ravi Abuvala?
Yeah, this is Ravi. How can I help?
Hey Ravi, I'm just here to chat about voice AI solutions. I mean, you're in marketing, right? Imagine having an AI that finds and engages leads for you. Sounds cool, huh?
Well, I mean, that sounds possible, but how does that work? It sounds obscure.
I get it. So our voice AI acts like your very own lead detective. It finds leads from various sources, like your website or open houses, and
That's cool, that's cool. How about we talk later?
Sure thing. I'm all about keeping it casual. If you're interested, I can have Ali reach out to you within 24 hours to dive deeper into how we can help.
Sound good. Bye-bye. Yeah. All right, so there is a quick demo. And if we go back into the end of call report, there are 4 records in the queue. So let's just run this. You can use the existing data. And we got one thing here. And I'm pretty sure now we have the data we need. So where the name is equal to the name from the call. So now we have the call variable, and in here we have the customer variable. With the customer variable, we can get the name and the phone number, which is perfect for what we need. And okay. So now that we have the lead that we want to update, we can click update a row, choose our dummy leads spreadsheet, and we put in the row number we get from the search rows function, and we are going to be updating the qualification score with the GPT result, which is 75 for that call. We're going to be making called into true because we know it got called. And we also have a summary, so we'll get the summary from the summary that is generated by Vapi AI. The audio file can also be found from here. We just go into the recording URL. There's also a stereo recording URL. I don't know the difference. Someone could comment that, I'd appreciate it. So we're going to put that in. All right. And now we actually have the right sheet. So let's use the exist, because we actually sent 3 calls at once in the last scenario. Those calls went out to those people. And let's see what we got here. So we outputted true, and we outputted some. Let's just check our spreadsheet actually. And we'll run it once more because I'm pretty sure, yeah, we had 3 calls. Okay, yeah, so all the data has been processed. That was in the pipeline. So let's head over to here. You can refresh this. So this one we didn't call because it was already true from our previous experiment. So these three were false. And because they were false, we called them. And the qualification score was 75 for everything. That's pretty much the entire system, actually. So all you need is your source of leads, which, pretty simple. If you have a spreadsheet, you can use an Airtable, HubSpot, whatever CRM it is. If it has a make.com integration, super simple. You just copy and paste this entire system that I already created. If it doesn't have an API endpoint, I guess you can export it as a spreadsheet or somehow just get it on a spreadsheet or something. And yeah, once you have a source of leads, you just want to make that cold call with a Vapi API, and you just want to use the summary they provide and the details from the end of call report. Use GPT to, do any data analysis, figure out information points that are valuable, and then you're just updating that data into your CRM as we are doing over here, where we're searching through what we want to update, and we're updating a qualification score, the result, and whether the call was actually picked up, as well as the audio file. So this lead reactivation, it costs about 10 to 20 cents per call. So if you have a list of 1,000 people you want to call, you could theoretically go through them all in an entire day. You can call 1,000 people. It will be costing you $100. It'll cost you $100, I think, in all the fees, like software fees, Vapi, and everything. So make sure that list of those leads are worthy to call. You got them from a good source. And yeah, still, you're getting 1,000 calls in a single day without having to hire anyone. It does cost $100, but that's very, very much worth it. And you can really scale your outreach with this. So let me know if you guys got value from this, how you think you can improve this system, how I can improve the system to make it more personalized to your problems. And I can make a video just updating on how the system can be better. So hope you guys enjoyed. There is more systems coming, more outreach systems. I even have a custom AI tool that's coming out. And so yeah, stay tuned. We got a lot cooking at Third Eye.